All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about the X and Y intercepts. The X and Y intercepts are really powerful tools to add to our toolbox because we can easily graph, we can easily find values, so it's a really powerful tool. So the point at which the line intersects the x-axis, it's called the X-Intercept, pretty self-evident. Now, that value is when y is equal to 0. Oh, my cats, it's feeding time. It's past 10 o'clock, and normally I feed them wet food at 10 o'clock, and they are all sitting around me going, where's my food? Anyways, moving on. So the point at which the line intersects the y-axis, that's called the Y-intercept. And that is the opposite, so that is when x is equal to 0. Okay? Now, I'm going to identify those on the graph here given to us to the right. The y-intercept, that's when x is equal to 0. And that, if I count up from the origin, that's 8 units. So that's going to be not x8, that's going to be 0, 8. And then it's going to be 8, 0. Okay? These are going to be my intercepts. All right, now we need to talk about being able to find the intercepts algebraically. Because graphically, it's really quite easy and straightforward and not difficult at all. To find the x-intercepts of equation for an x-intercept, we're going to let the other value, remember you have an x and a y and a coordinate point. We're specifically looking at coordinate points, and that's what we're talking about. So we're going to let the other value, so we're going to let y equal 0 to find what that x value is, all right? Now, we're going to let y equal 0, and then we're going to plug 0 into the y and solve for x value. And to find the x-intercept or the y-intercept of the equation, we're going to let y equal 0. We're going to plug it, and not y equals 0, x equals 0. Oof. I think this will be the last video for me tonight. I'm making silly mistakes. I'm tired. We're going to plug that in, plug 0 into x and solve for the y value. Okay? So let's look at our first equation. So we're going to do the x-intercept and then the y-intercept. Okay? Now, when it's in slope-intercept form, like it's given to us here, it's really easy for us to find the y-intercept. We already know that that value right there, 6, is going to give us the y-intercept, so that's going to be 0, 6. Now, just real quickly, I want to show you why. So if we were to plug in x, we're going to let x equal 0. So if we're plugging 0 in for x, this would become y is equal to 3 times 0 plus 6. 3 times 0 is 0, so that would give you y is equal to 6. Okay? Now, we're going to let y equal 0. So we're going to plug in 0 for y, so that becomes 0 is equal to 3x plus 6. We need to move that 6 over, so I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. That becomes negative 6 is equal to 3x. Divide by 3, so x is going to be negative 2. So the the x-intercept is going to give me negative 2, 0. Let's go ahead and do 1 here. So the x and y intercepts of each equation. So our first one, our x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say 0 is equal to negative x plus 5. We're going to move the 5 over, so we're going to subtract since it's positive. That becomes negative 5 is equal to negative x. We're going to divide by negative 1. So that's going to give me x is equal to 5. So that's going to be 5, 0. We already know, looking at our b value, that our y-intercept here is going to be 0, 5. Okay? In that situation, it kind of worked out rather nicely for us. Alrighty. Now, I will see you next time, and I will go over some of the other questions